So you want to play something exotic, something different. Well, it doesn't get any more different than a Thri-Kreen. This is the fourth video in my series about the races of Athas. The prior videos in this series covered Aarakocra, Dray, and Dwarves. I'll place links to those videos in the description below, or you can just click on this tab in the upper right hand corner to find them. This video is sponsored by Dark House Rules Games and their upcoming adventure/campaign expansion, Ravenloft, Prey of the Black Wolf, available on the Dungeon Masters Guild soon. For this video I have used the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master Guide, 2101 and 2100 respectively, the Complete Psionics Handbook, 2117, the Dark Sun Campaign Box Set, 2400, the Dark Sun Campaign Box Set Expanded and Revised, 2438, the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition Monstrous Manual, 2140, the Monstrous Manual Compendium Forgotten Realms Appendix 1, 2104, the Dark Sun Monstrous Compendium Appendix 2, Terrors Beyond Tier, and Thri-Kreens of Athas, 2437. I will not be using any material published after 2nd edition because Thri-Kreens were thoroughly retconned in those works. They became something completely different in more recent years. Less Mantis Warrior and more Ant-Man. This is beyond the scope of this video. Now that we have that behind us, let's dive right into Thri-Kreen, their strengths, weaknesses, what makes them different than all other playable races. Thri-Kreens are giant insects resembling 7-foot tall, 11-foot long praying mantises. Where praying mantises have 2 pairs of walking legs and 1 pair of arms with hinged trap-type claws, Thri-Kreens are bipedal and have 4 arms that end in clawed hands. Their hands sport 3 fingers and an opposable thumb, allowing them to manipulate items as well as most any humanoid race. Thri-Kreen heads are triangular in shape. 2 large compound eyes take up most of the upper third of the triangle. Between their eyes, at the crest of the Thri-Kreen's head, sprout 2 long antennae. These are nearly vestigial, but do help when navigating in total darkness. More on that later. Thri-Kreen jaws are small relative to their body size, but can deliver a surprisingly powerful bite. Thri-Kreen are covered in a hard chitinous exoskeleton that offers them a strong defense against their enemies. When role-playing Thri-Kreen, remember that the Mantis Warriors are obsessed with the hunt and their pack or clutch. Thri-Kreen see all tasks as somehow relating to the hunt. Those tasks that they can't somehow justify as being part of the hunt, they see as a waste of time. The object of the hunt doesn't necessarily have to be a prey animal. It could be an object they must retrieve, or winning their freedom in the arena. The pursuit of any goal that furthers their survival can be thought of as a hunt for the Thri-Kreen. Because out in the wastes of Athas, Thri-Kreen band together in packs to ensure survival, a Mantis Warrior's companions are extremely important to them. They will think nothing of attacking a powerful opponent to defend their pack. Thri-Kreen do not give their trust easily, but once they have accepted someone into their pack, they will lay down their lives to defend that person. Many of the peoples of Athas rightly fear Thri-Kreen. The Mantis Warriors have been known to make a meal of other player character races. They are especially fond of the taste of elves. Because of this, a party having both an elf and a Thri-Kreen in its ranks may experience some tension until they prove themselves worthy to one another. The advantages Thri-Kreens have over other PC races are many. Number 1, Thri-Kreen never sleep. They do need to rest from time to time, but they never need to sleep. Number 2, as mentioned earlier, a Mantis Warrior's antennae give it either a +1 on the roll of a d20 or a +5% in total darkness or when blinded. Number 3. Thri-Kreen, being adapted to a desert climate, use only 1/7 the amount of water a human does. Number 4. Thri-Kreen walk 50% faster than humans. Their base movement rate is 18 instead of 12. Number 5. A Thri-Kreen's exoskeleton acts like armor. A Mantis Warrior's base armor class is a 5, which is equivalent to a 15 in 5th edition D&D. Number 6. A Thri-Kreen can make 5 unarmed attacks in a single round. Each of its claws inflict 1d4 damage, plus any damage its strength bonus might apply, while their bite does 1d4 plus 1 damage. When a Thri-Kreen reaches 3rd level, they have matured enough to make huge jumps. Thri-Kreen of 3rd level or higher can jump up to 20 feet up or 50 feet forward. Because the way their legs work, they are unable to leap backward. Number 5. When Thri-Kreen reach 5th level, they gain a venomous bite. Anyone smaller than man-size struck by Thri-Kreen's bite must save versus paralyzation or be paralyzed for 2d10 rounds, while man-sized opponents suffer 2d8 rounds of paralyzation and large victims 1d8 rounds. Creatures that are huge or larger who fail their save are paralyzed for only 1 round. Number 6. Also at 5th level, Thri-Kreen who already haven't done so master the Chatkacha, the Thri-Kreen crystalline throwing wedge. This is effectively a bonus weapons proficiency. If the Thri-Kreen is already proficient or specialized in the Chatkacha, no additional bonus is gained at that time. I will cover the Thri-Kreen specific weapons like the Chatkacha later on in this video. Number 7. Finally, when Thri-Kreens reach 7th level, they can dodge missiles fired at them. This does not cover magical effects like, for example, magic missile. Only physical missiles can be dodged in this way. On a roll of 9 or higher on a d20, a Thri-Kreen can dodge a missile that would have otherwise hit it. Enchanted weapons, for example a +2 sheaf arrow, add their plus to the number needed to dodge. In the example given, the Thri-Kreen would need to roll an 11 to dodge a +2 sheaf arrow. Thri-Kreen only live up to 35 years. Unless a Thri-Kreen is hit with an aging effect like that of a ghost, the 29-year playtime of the average Thri-Kreen is usually plenty of time for most adventuring careers. Number 2. Thri-Kreen can scare NPCs. Even on Athos, where they are common, Thri-Kreen are often seen as monsters. This can complicate a simple matter like walking into a village, especially when elves are involved. Number 3. Thri-Kreen do not do well in wet or cold environments. In particular, humid climates like jungles, swamps, or caves. Thri-Kreen can develop lung infections or chitin rot, although these conditions take days or weeks of exposure to manifest. Cold makes Thri-Kreen listless and sluggish. Number 4. Thri-Kreens are repelled by Rhaenike smoke. For a Thri-Kreen to willingly enter an area scented by Rhaenike smoke, they must make a successful wisdom check. For each round spent in the area, the Thri-Kreen must make a successful save versus poison, or suffer a -2 penalty to their attack roll, saving throws, and any dexterity bonuses to armor class. The penalties end 1 whole round after the Thri-Kreen has left the Rhaenike scented area. Number 5. Thri-Kreen cannot swim. Their bodies are too dense to float, and they are shaped wrong to propel themselves forward through the water. Number 6. Thri-Kreen eat only meat. If there is no meat, in desperation they may look upon NPCs or even their fellow party members as a food source. Number 7. Lastly, Thri-Kreen are size category large, measuring 11 feet from their nose to tail. This means they may find some places their human or mole companions go too small for them. Because of their great weight, which ranges from 451 to 470 pounds, they find climbing almost impossible. In games that use maps and minis, Thri-Kreen take up 2 squares, allowing 2 extra spaces for opponents to gang up on either side of them. If you haven't already, go ahead and roll up your PC's raw ability scores before you go any further in this video. I made a video, see the tab or the description below, that shows several ways of rolling up ability scores. You may want to check it out, then come back and finish this video once you have a raw set of scores. Okay, now that you have your raw ability scores, let's see if that PC has what it takes to become Thri-Kreen. It will need a raw strength between 8 and 20, a raw dexterity between 15 and 20, a raw constitution between 5 and 20, a raw intelligence between 5 and 20, a raw wisdom between 5 and 15, and a raw charisma between 5 and 17. Remember, these score ranges are your scores before adding or subtracting racial ability adjustments. If your scores do not fall within the range given for Thri-Kreen, you may want to try another race. Humans have no restrictions based on their scores. Now on to the next step, calculating racial ability adjustments. Thri-Kreen add 2 to their dexterity and 1 to their wisdom, while subtracting 2 from their charisma and 1 from their intelligence. Once you have your stats calculated, you can move on to determining your Thri-Kreen's height, weight, and age. Thri-Kreens of both sexes have a base height of 82 inches, with a modifier of 1d4 inches. The base weight for all Thri-Kreen is 450 pounds, and that is modified by 1d20 pounds. The starting age for all Thri-Kreens is 6 years old. Thri-Kreen's maximum age range is 25 plus 1d10 years. This should be rolled by your Dungeon Master. It determines the age at which your Thri-Kreen will die of old age, if something else doesn't kill them first. Thri-Kreen suffer no effects of aging until they reach venerable age at 25 years old. Then they subtract 1 from both their strength and dexterity. Thri-Kreen, like all non-humans, are limited in what classes they can be and what level they can attain in those classes. The Mantis Warriors of Athos can choose from the following classes: Cleric, 12th level; Druid, 16th level; Fighter, 16th level; Gladiator, 15th level; Psionicist, unlimited; and Ranger, 12th level. These level limits may be exceeded if the Exceeding Level Limits optional rule on page 15 of the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition Dungeon Master's Guide 2100 are used. The ability score requirements for these classes are Cleric, Wisdom 9; Druid, Wisdom 12, Charisma 15; Fighter, Strength 9; Gladiator, Strength 13, Dexterity 12, Constitution 15; Psionicist, Constitution 11, Intelligence 12, Wisdom 15; Ranger, Strength 13, Dexterity 13, Constitution 14. Players who choose to play multi-class Thri-Kreen can choose from the following combinations: Fighter Cleric, Fighter Psionicist, Cleric Psionicist, Fighter Cleric Psionicist. Thri-Kreen have no limitations on weapon or non-weapon proficiencies except for those imposed by their chosen class and level. The one exception to this is Thri-Kreen do not start play knowing Common and must buy the Languages Modern Common non-weapon proficiency if they wish to speak or understand the Common trade tongue. For more information on non-racial skills and abilities, see Chapter 3, Player Character Classes, in both the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition Player's Handbook 2101 and the Dark Sun Rules book. You may also find this information in some of the complete handbooks or Dark Sun accessories like Earth, Air, Fire, and Water. Because Thri-Kreen hail from the Dark Sun setting, they have wild talent psionic powers, just like any other PC from Athas. Thri-Kreen do not need to roll to unlock their psionic potential or see if there is a risk of one or more of their abilities being permanently lowered because of trying to unlock that potential. Because they are Athasians, becoming a wild talent is inherent to their nature. The only exception to this is a Thri-Kreen who has developed their psionic abilities beyond the level of a mere wild talent and become a fully fledged psionicist. To determine your Thri-Kreen's wild talent powers, roll on either Table 12 on page 20, Handbook 2117, or Tables 1, then 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7 in Appendix C on pages 94 and 95 of The Will and the Way, 2431. The latter is the more complete table, and I would recommend using it if it's available. Once you have determined what psionic power or powers your Thri-Kreen has, the next step is to determine the number of their psionic strength points or PSPs. To do this, find the sum of all your player characters' psionic powers' initial costs. This can be found in the Powers heading. For example, let's say your Thri-Kreen PC rolled up Dimensional Door as their lone wild talent power. Here you can see that Dimensional Door's initial cost is 4 PSPs. Your Thri-Kreen has no other powers, so the sum of this initial cost is 4 PSPs. Now add to that the sum of the minimum number of PSPs necessary to maintain all the PC's wild talent powers for 4 rounds. In this case, 2 times 4 equals 8. Add the initial cost total to that of the maintenance cost, and you arrive at the PC's wild talent starting maximum PSP total at first level, which in this example equals 12 PSPs. Each time a wild talent levels up, they gain 4 additional PSPs to increase their maximum PSP total. So in this example, by third level, the Thri-Kreen wild talent would have a maximum PSP total of 20, 12 plus 4 plus 4. For more information on psionics, you can check out my video, How to Use Psionics in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition. See the link below or the tab in the upper right hand corner. Thri-Kreen create a variety of weapons using bone, wood, sand, and their own saliva. In this video I'm only going to talk about the 2 most common among these, the Chetkutcha and the Githka. If you would like to know more about all the other Thri-Kreen made weapons, see Thri-Kreen of Athas, page 48 and 50. Now let's take a look at the Chetkutcha. The Chetkutcha is a throwing wedge usually made from a combination of sand and the Thri-Kreen's saliva called Dassel. The Chetkutcha has a range of 90 yards and will return to its user when it misses its target, like a boomerang. When it does strike its target, it delivers 1d6 plus 2 hit points of damage to small and man-sized opponents, and 1d4 plus 1 points of damage to large ones. Moving on to the Githka. As you can see, this is a polearm that features trident-like blades at either end, once again normally made from Dassel. It can inflict a respectable 2d4 hit points of damage to small to man-sized foes and 1d10 to large ones. I hope you have found this information helpful. If you did, give this video a like and share it with your friends. Please consider subscribing, and if you do, hit the bell button to make sure you are notified of any of my future videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.